Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to On the Mic. My name is Daniel Nasir Mirza, but you can call me DNM. Today I'll be answering all of the questions that you guys asked regarding Takedown 2025, which proved to be Pakistan's biggest esports event. And of course, the single biggest challenger event in Tekken World Tour history. It feels weird even saying that, but that's what it was. And I'm very proud of the work we were able to do and get done. And now that I've had some rest, now that I've slept for at least 18 hours in a stretch, I want to answer any and all questions that you guys had. So I put something up on Twitter. We have a lot of questions to get through, so I'll try to get through as many of them as I can. Let me know if you want a part two of Takedown Q&A. If you want me to make it on something else, let me know then as well. I'm more than happy to do that. But without further ado, let's get into the first question. And the first question is, of course, from Stinky Uragon at BrainDeadZ. What are some hurdles or unique challenges to running a tournament of this size in a country like Pakistan versus something like the US or UK or somewhere like the US or UK? First of all, I don't know what it's like getting a tournament like this done in the US or UK. I'm sure it has its own complexities. I'm sure it has its own problems, things that are more expensive, just from my perspective sitting here. But when it comes to getting an event like this done in Pakistan, as you can imagine, the electricity is a big issue. We always have to worry about, okay, the power can't go out, right? We can't afford any slip ups when it comes to power. So in the venue or online, we can't afford any 2 minutes where, and Pakistan has load shedding issues. We have electricity issues. If you don't know, you should look it up. But I'm afraid the electricity might go out during this video being recorded. A lot of streamers, shout out Bantu Cage, have issues with electricity going out during their streams. So it's a very, very real problem that we have to address when we're getting an event like this done. And the other thing is the internet. We have to make sure the internet is solid. First day, there were a lot of issues. I don't know if this was because of the internet or not, but whatever it is, beyond the internet as well, it's also just setting up, the stream engine, the production machine, as I like to call it, because people aren't used to doing events like these here. So these are all unique challenges. Other than that, I feel like access control, like, people going in and out of the venue, free ticket culture, like, hey, can I please get in for free? These are all things which are kind of unique to Pakistan. Maybe not as unique as I think. I think a lot of places have these kind of issues. But I think one of the biggest ones definitely is sponsors. We're very lucky and grateful for all of the sponsors who came on board. And the reason we were giving so many ad shout outs, sorry about that, by the way. I know a lot of people were like, why are there so many ads in this tournament? But truth be told, we have to make sure we make these guys happy, because a lot of people, a lot of companies don't see the value in investing in esports. So that was one of the biggest challenges, which alhamdulillah we were able to overcome. But yeah, it's a new market for esports, surprisingly, even though we have like a 7-time Evo champion, 2 Tekken World Tour champions from this region, with not even 10% of the actual player base getting a visa to go play abroad. Sponsors are still an issue in that sense, but I feel like this tournament proved to me that if you do it the right way, and we did do it the right way, you can get sponsors. So these are just some of them, but obviously there's a whole other host of things that are unique to Pakistan when it comes to hosting events here. Before I continue, I just want to quickly shout out the amazing people at Maidan, who are our sponsors here at On the Mic and are the people who made this video possible. Maidan is your app to go to if you want to play football in Pakistan, because that allows you to have an entire league system, an entire interface which allows you to connect with different people. If you don't even have someone to play with, you can always find up games and pick them up on the Maidan app. And of course, if you just want to play with your boys and you guys play regularly, choose Maidan app, because it gives you great access to pitch booking and also a lot of other fun features which makes your football playing experience as immersive as possible. And most importantly than anything else, Maidan supports On the Mic, which means they support Pakistani football, Pakistani MMA, and Pakistani esports. So thank you so much, Maidan, for being our long-term sponsors here at On the Mic. And we hope you guys can download the app, check them out, use our promo code ODM15 to get a percentage off on, of course, pitch bookings, as well as the merchandise in their merch store. And of course, that's your way for supporting On the Mic as well. So check out Maidan app today and take your football playing experience to the next level. Now let's get back to the questions. Let's go to the second question. Samir at Mad Sam TV asks, announcer for WWE one time at WrestleMania or at TWT finals for the next 10 years. By the way, shout outs to Samir at Mad Sam TV. This guy clipped out Main Man Sui commenting on my announcing And I almost cried when I saw that because I never thought I'd be getting that high of a praise. It's pinned on my Twitter if you guys want to go see it. But he said some really nice stuff. So thank you, Samir, for clipping that out. It really, really made my week, year, month. Margin as well. Shout out Little Margin. Shout out FDX. These guys have been showing so much love to me. I don't know what to do with it. But anyways, announcer for WrestleMania one time versus TWT Finals 10 years. I think I'll take the TWT Finals 10 years. Even though, don't get me wrong, I'm a massive professional wrestling fan. I love WWE. I still watch wrestling. I watch AEW. I watch WWE. I watch a bit of TNA. I haven't been able to watch New Japan. I know Konosuke Takeshita just won the New Japan Pro Wrestling World Championship, but apart from that, I haven't been able to keep up with New Japan. But I watch wrestling like a maniac, and it is actually my dream to be announcer for Monday Night Raw every week. Just go city to city and then do WrestleMania at the end. That is the end goal of why I do this. But one time is not the plan. Whatever I want to do it long term. And TWT Finals right now is really that goal I've set my sight on. So next 10 years, TWT, that sounds good, man. I'm more than happy to do that. I don't think I will be able to do that anytime soon. Just based on not getting a call or anything. But I would take that in a heartbeat. TWT for next 10 years, sign me up. I would love to do that till I'm 40. I'm 29 right now. But hell yeah, it's not even a question. But again, appreciate you, Matt Sam, to you. Let's go to the next question. Next question is from Scythe at Scythe Edge. How often is it possible for us to organize such events? It was a great event production-wise, but are you looking to improve it more? First of all, we're always looking to improve it more. Don't even ask that. Like we're such perfectionists, especially Daniel Chishti and myself, and obviously all of the rest of the team as well. But when we watch back these events, we're very happy with how it turned out. We are over the moon. I don't think it's fully sunk in for me or him as to what we just did. But we're such crazy, meticulous, perfectionists where we're like, this can be better, this can be better, this can be better. And each event, you can see for that reason, it keeps getting better. As far as how often, Takedown is a once a year thing, I think. We're going to keep doing events in the middle, which are just as big in terms of production quality, maybe even bigger in terms of stakes, hint, hint. But this 550 plus player tournament with, so many consoles and monitors and stations and people and a big arena. I don't think we can do that more than once a year, man. It's very tiring. It's very exhausting. It's very complicated. And one other thing in the first question, which was from Stinky Uragan, about complexities based just in Pakistan, people don't pay on time, man, for player registrations or whatever, So we saw a lot of registrations come in the last 2 weeks. So it gets hard to kind of estimate how many people are going to be there at the venue, how many systems do we need, consoles. So, how often is it possible for us to do an event of this scale? Not that often. But again, the idea is to make this a yearly, WrestleMania for Pakistani esports where it's a free-for-all and everyone can compete. And you guys saw how beautiful the tournament was. So, at least once a year. The next question is from Doombhai at Farhan Kazi, who asks, question would be, why were there less tickets on sale? Was it a small venue? Why didn't you opt for Expo Center, which is really spacious? I hate Expo Center. And I'm not saying that, I've never managed an event at Expo. I've only hosted them, if you understand the difference. Takedown 2023, I was not involved in management. I just came in as a host and I was like, what is this? This is insane. So Takedown 2023, I was not working for Baz. They just reached out to me as a host and I went there and I used to do MMA and all of that. And I just went there and I was like, oh my God, dude, Tekken in Pakistan is insane. I knew about Arslan and Atif, but I didn't know locally, events like this were happening, and they weren't. Takedown was the first of its kind in 2023. Maybe Takra Cup compares, but I've seen Takra Cup videos. The crowd wasn't that big. It wasn't that hype, the stage wasn't that, I don't know. I don't want to talk about Takra Cup, but my point is, this was insane for me in 2023. So I've never managed an event. So I don't know how easy or hard they are to work with, but I don't like the venue because it echoes so much and it's too big. You can fit 2,000 people in there. It'll still feel like the venue is empty. I don't like that. I don't like that from the optics perspective for sponsors. I don't like that from especially a production perspective, because I want people at home to be able to hear how loud this crowd is. And as a host, one of the most annoying things for me is at the venue, the crowd is going crazy. they're just losing their minds. But when you're watching at home, it's like you can see like people going, but you can't hear them. I hate that. So that's why we sold less tickets as well, because we knew this venue at max could fit in maybe 1,000 people on the floor. We didn't want to open up the bleachers because that's just a whole shit show in itself. But yeah, and it worked, right? Like we closed tickets because we felt like, okay, we're sold out, we're done. And when on the day you saw like there wasn't a lot of space for people, all the seats were full, people were standing up, a lot of people were sitting on the floor. So yeah, I always prefer relatively smaller venues over big ones. But yeah, I mean, as we're going, as you saw, Gauntlet was a even smaller venue than this. I think that seated like 300 to 400 people. This seats at least 1,000. So slowly we're going up, and there will be more tickets on sale. But again, I just like to say, future reference, if you see a Baz event, you see tickets are on sale, get them, man. Like, because we will close tickets like we did this time. And this is not a marketing tactic. I just hate when people say like, oh man, I wanted to buy tickets, but I didn't. Or I was just waiting for the last week. Don't do that. Just get tickets next time. And we'll try for bigger venues as well. Next question is from IRXS at Shahways _. The first question we need answered is, how the heck do you have such amazing announcements? And I think there was a similar question from Samir Khan at the Uninvited 444. How do you keep the energy level so high? Like, what is your prep for the tournament, hosting and announcing? Also, how long did it take you to be this good, or were you natural from the start? No one's a natural at anything, my friend. No one is born with it. I will not lie. I've been singing since the 9th grade. I used to sing metal, Guns N' Roses, Black Sabbath, Aerosmith, all of these bands which had vocalists who were just crazy and they used to like scream and stuff. I won't sing for you guys right now, don't worry. But I used to watch that stuff since I was a kid and I loved it. And then eventually over time, when I was, I think, 23, that's when I realized, oh man, and I've always loved pro wrestling. Like I told you guys, I'm a big pro wrestling fan. I want to see if I have any. I have a Bret Hart Funko Pop. I don't know if you can see it over there. I have a Ric Flair Funko Pop. I have a The Rock Funko, not Dwayne Johnson. I hate Dwayne Johnson, but I have The Rock Funko Pop over there. I'm a big pro wrestling fan to this day. So I felt like maybe, I could use my ability to throw my voice and scream in a setting that makes sense. And I've also done debates, parliamentary debates. So I was like, maybe I could talk. So I tried this out for the first time in 2019 for a little promotion called Sarai Fight Night. I just saw their ad. I went to their page, scrolled to the bottom, saw a number, called them, and I was like, hi, I would like to audition. And they were like, for what? I was like, ring announcer, commentator, water boy, whatever. Like, just keep me at the event, man, please. And then eventually, they asked me to send them a voice note. I did. They had an announcer. They got rid of the guy. Then they called me to Islamabad, paid me money. I was like, why are you paying me? Like, obviously, I didn't know this could be a career back then. And then I just started. So I haven't always been this good at all. Actually, I'll try putting a video of my old announcements here. If I don't, I'm sorry. But I was really bad, just to be clear. I've been doing this for 6 years now. The Takedown was my 138th event in 6 years. 138, yeah. So it's just that. And as far as how do I keep the energy up or how do I, do all of that, honestly, I don't know. I drink a lot of coffee. I get myself psyched up because if I don't believe what I'm saying or the intensity with which I'm announcing, no one's going to take me seriously. I know this. So, it's important to be here, present here as well. So it's a lot of that. And I practice, man. Like in this room, this is the studio, as I like to call it. Whenever, like at least once a week, twice a week, I'll just pull up some names from Tekken or from MMA, write their thing down, pretend like I'm doing an announcement and just practice the rhythm and the ebbs and the flows. I take this very seriously. Commentary and announcing. Commentary for Tekken is complicated because I still haven't learned the game because I'm doing my MBA. But eventually the goal is to learn the game and do Tekken commentary properly as well at the level that you guys expect me to. I'm sorry, by the way, I know you guys can tell I don't know the game as well as I should. But I still try to add as much as I can to commentary. But the announcements, like, that doesn't matter what I'm doing it for, right? I take it very seriously. I practice. I've only posted one video of me practicing, but that's basically what I'm doing most of the time. I'm just practicing how. And then when the events are coming close as well, I'm just talking to myself. I'm rehearsing. It's a lot of practice, but also at this point, I'm not going to lie. A lot of it is autopilot. I trust myself now. First 30, 40 events, I did not trust myself. I used to write every single thing down on a piece of paper. I used to take it with me. But now you guys see most of the times, unless it's like top 8, like I have to read their names in order. I don't have a paper with me on stage because I trust myself. I know what I have to say. I know how to say it. I know I can get it done. I trust myself a lot more. But other than that, honestly, Joshanda, black coffee, or my mom's prayers, man. That's the three things that keep me going. Um, I don't know what to tell you, man. If you guys have any other questions about my, you know, announcements, feel free to ask. But I've realized answering this question that maybe I don't know how to answer it as well as I should. Abu Tureb Kazmi at Neoshin Zeros asking, hey DNM, first of all, your performance is absolute cinema. Thank you. Keep it up. My question is, will there be multiple fighting game tournament next year? Yeah, I mean, the goal is always to add as many game titles. Again, this is more of like an executive decision that comes from Big Daniel Chishti. Shout out Big Daniel Chishti, the absolute legend who's given us bars. And just to be clear, I'm just like working for him. This is all him. He says this is what we're doing, and then I try and help him to get it done. But ultimately, this year as well, we wanted to add Fatal Fury because we know there's a bigger FGC. Street Fighter, I know a lot of people are saying Street Fighter, but let's see how many people actually care about Street Fighter in Pakistan, if that's the thing. Because also, like, adding a game title is a lot of money and a lot of investment. Doesn't make sense versus the number of players that will come in, the number of views we're going to get. These are things we're always looking at, so let's see. Umar Ali at RMF3133, tournament की वजह से Panadol खाई? Actually, nahi. Not one Panadol, my guy. Don't get me wrong, it was one of the toughest 2 weeks of my life क्योंकि takedown वाले हफ्ते से, the last week before that, I was running around in uni, getting reports done, presentations, assignments. You know, it was like the second last week of the semester, so all of that was due in that week. And I was getting done with like takedown stuff, final sponsor stuffs, and you know, social media, and then this and that. It's just like the logistical, the vendors, and this and that, and this and that. And then the week of takedown, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I had final exams. And then Friday, I had 2 exams. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I had 1 exam on each day. Friday, I had 2 exams, 1 in the morning and then 1 in the evening. So the morning exam I got done with at 11. I went at 9, got done at 11, went to the venue, made sure everything's okay, sorted out the last minute stuff, got the venue cleaned up, blah, blah, blah. Because we were opening doors that day at like 5. Then I went back, and then 2:30 to 6:30. It was a 4-hour exam, sales management. I had like literally crossing over with the start of takedown. So takedown starts at 5, but my exam ends at 6:30. I started at 2:30. I looked at the clock. It said 4 hours. I told myself, brother, you have 2 hours, not 4. So I did that in 2 hours. 4:30, handed the exam and ran straight to the venue. Made it right on time, 5 o'clock, for doors to open. But no Panadols. No Panadols, my guy. Furqan at Furqan Ware asks, why do you think doing it on such a big scale would actually be worth it? They taught us this in financial management. Big risk, big returns, brother. Small risks, small returns. And also, we know there's an appetite. Why not do it at this scale? We know we can easily pack 1,000 people in a venue. Let's do it. You know? And I know the most challenger master events don't have that level of production, but we don't care, man. Like, we want to be able to say, like, sorry, I was just making sure the mic's on. We just want to be able to say that, you know, we're as big as Evo, or, you know, like our production. And this is after Gauntlet. A lot of people were saying, yo, this is better than Evo Japan. Even after this, a lot of people, at least some comments were like, you know, this is at par with Evo, which I don't think is the case, just to be clear. I don't think we're at Evo level at all yet. But that's the goal. Like, why aim mid when you can aim super high and then, you know, land somewhere nice? So always, man, we're going to keep getting bigger, hopefully, inshallah. Junaid Izhar at Junaid Izhar is asking, what is your dedication, motivation, and what is your aim? I tell myself every day I want to be the best announcer in the world. I want to be the best stage host in the world. I want to be the best guy holding a microphone in the world. That's what it is. And honestly, I was just doing that until I realized in Pakistan there's not enough events where I can show my talents, right? So that's why I picked up a microphone. And that's what my dedication is, that's what my motivation is, and that's what my aim is. I just want to be the best in the world at what I do. Yeah. It's as simple as that. I have a bucket list in my mind. WrestleMania, UFC 500, Evo US, and I guess EWC would be there. Although, technically, I would say Combo Breaker, or CEO, sorry. CEO would be more shoo-in because it's in a ring and everything, but this is my big 4. Is what I want to do. It keeps changing every year. AWC just got added. Previously, it was just WrestleMania, UFC 500, and Evo US. But yeah, that's my dedication, man. And that's why I work behind the scenes as well, so that if I'm putting so much work into something like Takedown, I want it to be big enough so that people can see me. Otherwise, I don't get platforms here, man, where people can see my work. And I'm just like kind of screaming into the void. I've done, like I told you guys, 138 events. You guys only know me from 2. Gauntlet, Takedown. Maybe a couple of dojos here and there. Maybe. But, so that's the motivation. That's the goal. Umar Ali asks, Shadi ho gayi? No thanks, brother. I'm not answering that. But no, I'm not married. Thank you for asking. Adnan, add Dani for you. Best matches, best players, favorite match. All right, this is the second last question. Best matches, Osama Basi, the John Winners final. Easily one of my favorite sets of all time. What a crazy ending, man. That was insane. Best players, obviously Osama Basi for Zane. These guys showed out. But shout out to the underdogs, man. Foxy, Gilani. Who are you guys? Welcome. Like, it was insane. Like, most of us didn't know who they were. And then they went ahead and did that. Amazing. Abid Rajput, what a showing. Perfect game. Perfect game against Arslan Ash. And just so many, man. I think you guys know what all of this was. Like, it was just a celebration and like kind of us showcasing how good Pakistani Tekken is. When Atif Butt doesn't make it to top 8, Arslan doesn't make it to top 16, you know that shit is real down here, my guy. And that's why not a lot of internationals came down either, because they know. They know. We go to Pakistan, you play something like Gauntlet, where you know who the other 12 guys are. You still have a chance to win. When you go to Takedown, you don't even know who these guys are, man. That tweet Joka put out about Shida Mishima hitting a PEWG with his left ball. It's true! Like, it's nuts. You never know who you're going to draw in pools, and they might just, you saw what happened to Tibetano as well. So, yeah, man, that's all it was. And the last question, Umar Ali at RMF3133. Siki bhai Soul Dragger ki sulah kaise hui? I just saw both of them at the venue. Me and Soul Dragger talked a month or so, 2 months ago. I don't know how long ago it was. Straighten things out. That's not been an issue, I hope. But when I saw, and Siki and I, we're cool. We're friends. But when I saw Sikis at the venue, I saw Soul Draggers at the venue. They were standing like 20 feet apart. I decided to call both of them and just be like, listen, guys, you guys can go back to fighting or whatever after this, and I hope they haven't. But for the purpose of this event, we are not doing this here. Nothing. Like, no bad blood, no ill intentions. We are one community. We're all here together. Let's just work, get this done. And then we can figure out the internal politics of it. And thankfully, both of them were professional enough, mature enough to be like, yeah, all good, all good. And that's where that legendary picture came from as well. So that's that. Ladies and gentlemen, those are all the questions we had this time. Please make sure you subscribe to On The Mic, leave a like, a comment, all of that. Tell me what kind of videos you guys want to see. Any other quick Q&As you want to do. Ask me about anything in particular. I might just make your one comment into a whole video. Who knows? So just let me know down below if you like this. More of these coming your way. And of course, we cover mixed martial arts, Pakistani football, and Pakistani esports here On The Mic. So make sure you subscribe, leave a like, all of that good stuff. And until next time, my name has been Daniel Nasir Mirza, but you can always call me DNM. And I will talk to you soon. Keep it tight. Take care of yourself.